Welcome to Bourbon School. I'm Lauren.
And I'm Brian. And everybody knows when it's summertime, you put your bourbon away, right?
Hell
Hell no. We're going to tell you some great bourbons to sip all summer long coming up right now.
All right, Brian. So we're counting down some of our favorite summer sippers for,
Right.
The upcoming season. And we've kind of categorized them.
Yes.
And I think you've come up with some brilliant categories for us. So tell us about the first one.
Okay. Before we get there, I will just say I was somebody who always put the bourbon away in the summer. Really.
I know what you mean. Like, bourbon feels like an inherently fall and winter
Yes.
drink because it's a heavier,
sweeter.
It goes with the holidays.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. In the colder weather, it warms you up and all that stuff.
Absolutely.
But I really do think that bourbon is something that can be enjoyed all year round.
And we have 8 reasons right here.
Absolutely. We've got some great bourbons here for you to sip all summer long. And yeah, we did kind of categorize them to kind of fit the occasion
Of course.
that you might be, attending throughout the summer. So our first category is going to be your campfire bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
What is the bourbon you want to be sipping around the fire with friends? Kind of gives you the warmth of the campfire and goes along with that smoky, woody kind of feeling that you get.
And to me, bourbon actually is perfect for campfires.
It lends itself to campfires, absolutely.
All summer long and into the fall.
Yes, for
So
sure.
actually, these are they're not even just summer.
Yeah,
Anytime you can have a campfire, these bourbons go perfectly.
I agree. All right, so tell us your campfire bourbon.
Okay. I chose Old Tub.
Okay.
And we reviewed Old Tub recently, and it is shockingly good for such a cheap bottle.
$18 in our neighborhood.
I mean, that's amazing.
Yes.
So this bottle is so cheap, but the taste of it is delicious. It
Yes.
gives you really a lot of peanut butter, peanut flavor, and I think to me, when you're making a s'more. And you're complementing the s'more with Old Tub. For me, I love peanut butter and chocolate. So for me, Old Tub is a perfect complement to a s'more. Even if you don't like s'mores, it's just such a light, beautiful flavor for very little money.
And I think when you're sitting around the campfire, the assumption is maybe it's nighttime is getting a little cooler. You want something a little warmer to go with that.
Yes.
And I think Old Tub fits that bill.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
I have one to
What do
go
you have? Oh,
along.
do you want me to leave this up?
Yeah, we can leave it right there.
Let's leave it.
So my campfire bourbon, I think, lends itself perfectly to.
Why am I not surprised here?
Yeah, I know the producer's giving the chef's kiss as we speak. It's Woodford Double Oaked. I don't know that there's a better. Yeah.
Thank you for the sound effects.
I don't know that there's a better one, in my opinion, to sip around the campfire than Woodford Double Oaked. It's got all the notes that kind of complement perfectly with a campfire. It's smoky. It's sweet. It actually has that kind of toasted marshmallow flavor profile to it. I think this is a quintessential campfire bourbon, and absolutely worth it. You can and the nice thing about this is it's so versatile. You can sip this in the winter and totally it's totally going to fulfill that need too. So Woodford Double Oaked is a great campfire, and I agree with you on this one too. It's a fantastic
Just great picks.
Yeah, they strike that balance between a little bit of heavier flavor but still light enough where in the summer you're not going to feel like you're drinking a bottle of syrup. Yeah, exactly. All right, let's move on. So our next one is our yard work kind of lawnmower bourbon. They talk a lot about lawnmower beers.
Yes. Which I have had, but you know what? What's better than a glass of bourbon after you mow the lawn?
Right.
You're kind of cooling off. I have a push mower, and let me tell you, I almost ran over a rabbit's nest there. It's horrifying. And I did need a glass of bourbon after I almost did that. So,
What do you got?
I've got Michter's.
Perfect pick. Go ahead. Tell us about it.
So Michter's is so light and summery. and it's not going to knock you over the head.
Yep.
But it goes down easy. It's just a nice, sweet, light, like 91 proof.
Is it 91?
I think so. Yeah.
91.
So, right, it's not overly heavy.
Yeah.
And you put an ice cube in there and sip it, and you're
Yeah.
good. You won't worry about the bunny's nest that you might have destroyed.
And the family you might have murdered. I think that's a great pick. And it is super light, like really inoffensive. But in the summer, like if bourbon's your choice after you mow the lawn, that's a great one. So mine might be a little bit harder to find than Michter's, but I really do think this is a perfect one for this kind of occasion. And it's the Starlight Distillery, just the straight Indiana bourbon whiskey. It's light. It's 92 proof, so it's very close to yours. It's sweet. It's light. You know, you get all the bourbon notes, but they're kind of tamped down a little bit, which is what you want in the summer. You don't want heavy, syrupy, you know, real rich notes. You want something lighter, and like you put an ice cube in this one, or, you know, your whiskey stones or whatever, so you get it nice and cool. And you just sip on it, and I think this would be ideal. Either one of these is ideal.
They're both refreshing.
Yes. That's a great word for it, refreshing. And that's what you want.
You know, normally I like to drink at room temperature.
Yeah.
But in the summer, you need, especially after you're outside doing work all day, you need something with that can handle an ice cube.
Yep.
And not, you know, and it's not going to water it down too much. But it's really like refreshing.
Yes.
That's what you're looking for.
Refreshing's the word. So these ones both. Great lawnmower bourbons, I guess we'd call them. All right. So the next one we have is like our barbecue. You're sitting around, you're cooking. Maybe it's hot dogs and hamburgers. Maybe you're making some actual barbecue where you're smoking a shoulder. You're making some ribs, whatever it might be. So what's a good bourbon to have with that? Hit us with yours.
This probably will not surprise our viewers, but Long Branch is great for its smoky flavor.
Yeah.
You know, that Texas smoke that you get with it. It's going to be complementary to anything you put on the grill. Yep.
It's smooth. It's mellow. It's a really nice flavor profile. I think that one, it's better than my suggestion.
Oh my gosh.
100%.
I mean, at this point, we've reviewed this bottle before too.
Yeah.
It's just a nice, you can see it in the color. It's not going to knock you over the head with flavor.
Right.
But it's going to give you that nice light smoky taste
from that mesquite.
You want.
Yeah. And the thing is with this one, when we did Wild Turkey, we weren't crazy about it. But there's some bourbons that just fit, like they have their niche. And this one is like a nice barbecue bourbon. All right, so mine
I bet, Brian, that you could even cook with this too.
Oh, yeah.
You could mix this into your, your barbecue.
Yeah.
flavors.
Oh, like make a sauce with it or something.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Mix it with some barbecue sauce.
So my barbecue one is another one that we weren't like over the top crazy about.
But you're like you said, it fits into
but
that
it fits the bill.
Yeah.
Tin Cup 10. So this is very, very light. It's 84 proof. We talked about at the time, and that's actually what I'm drinking right now. We talked about at the time how watering it or proofing it down to 84 really did kind of hurt the character you get out of a 10-year bourbon.
Yeah.
But I will say, if you're sitting at a barbecue, you sip this all day long. And especially if you kept it cold, you'd want it nice and cold. But this is a really nice sipper. I think it would go with your barbecue, with whatever you're cooking on the grill.
Especially when you're out there and you're slaving away, it's hot.
Yeah.
The grill's hitting you with that heat. You need something a little bit lighter.
I think it's refreshing. I think it's refreshing, and I think it would really complement the smokiness and what you're getting. You still do, even at the 84 proof, you still do get the character from the 10 years on a certain level. So I think this would be a good one to have at your barbecue. And you wouldn't be angry at this one. Okay, so finally we've got our kind of like you treat yourself. Like it's the end of the day. You're sitting at home at night.
Yeah.
It's the end of a
put the children to bed.
Right. You've had a long day at Disney, or
Ooh.
you've had a cookout, or
You took them to the amusement park, and you're just like,
right.
If I don't have a drink, I might die.
Exactly. This is where we kick up the proof a little bit. Generally speaking, in the summer, I don't know about you, but for me, I proof it down a little bit. I don't want real heavy, high proof stuff. But
no, because you're staying up later. You're not,
right.
I mean, God, in the summer, I stay up much later than I do. I'm
right.
I'm like an 8:30 bedtime in the winter. So you can handle, a bit more. But this is a beautiful nightcap. For both. Like, this is really
nightcap.
Good nightcap.
I love it. Your summer nightcap.
Yes.
All right. So for me, I'm going with Maker's Cask Strength. It's funny, in the summertime when I was a big beer drinker, I would always gravitate towards wheat beers. And my recommendation for a bourbon in the summer is a wheated bourbon. It's light. I mean, for the proof, now this cask strength is 109.3. It is light enough. I mean, obviously the proof is high, but it's still light enough. I think that wheat softens it enough where you don't feel like you're drinking a heavy syrupy
I completely agree.
bourbon.
Yes.
But you're still getting that little kick from the proof, which I think makes it a perfect summer nightcap. Like you up that proof a little bit, but you're still not feeling like you're drinking something so heavy that it's just putting you to sleep. What do you got?
Definitely. Okay. So I love Four Roses.
Oh my God.
And I had a gift, from Brian.
Some really, really awesome person got this for her.
So this is Four Roses single barrel strength. And it is so good. I cannot recommend it enough.
Haunts my dreams.
It is, you could drink it like water, honestly. It's so good. And we were talking about how, in summertime, people rely on very kind of chemicalized, I think I might have made up that word, but
yeah, you did.
A lot of seltzers.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Bud Lights, Miller Lights, like the kind of the crappier flavors
that
you get from the
well,
seltzers
and the artificially sweet stuff that I don't
Yeah.
think bourbon drinkers really gravitate towards.
Right. But that's a lot of the time you go out and that's what they've got.
Yeah.
You go to a party and they've got seltzers and you're like, I guess this is it. And you need something to cleanse your palate after that.
Yep.
And Four Roses is going to do the job. Now, this is a more difficult find.
Yeah, this is an OESO. So this is one, I got this, I grabbed 2 bottles of this, one for me, one for Lauren in New Jersey. Four Roses has like 10 different recipes. So it's crazy. But this
one's 10 years old almost.
Oh, it's so good.
It is
9 years, 9 months. And it's ridiculous.
so good.
I will say, and look, I know the recipes vary. I mean, they have all these different recipes and they do vary in the flavor profile. There's not one of these that if you were at a summer night, like we're going to do a fire tonight, right? Like sitting around the fire on it cools down a little bit in the summer at nighttime. You're going to that's ridiculous. No matter what recipe you find, that is a ridiculous bottle to be sipping around the fire. And if you can find it, that's the only caveat about this one.
If you see it, you got to pick this up.
Yes.
Brian kind of characterized it as, and I hate to say bitter bite, but it's true. It's a little bit. It's not as sweet as other bourbons.
It's high rye, so you get that bite.
But it is such a palate cleanser after you've been drinking beer. Like, I mean, I'm a beer drinker too, but like, you get that chemical sweetness from seltzers and stuff over the summer, and you need something. It's like a genuine, real, organic, delicious flavor.
Yes. If you spent the day drinking Topo Chico, this is a nice way to end the night.
Topo Chico.
Yeah.
But you're right. It has a chemical taste.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. So I think, and again, like the single barrel strengths are super hard to find. But if you do find one, like I had no idea I would find this in New Jersey. I walked in and was like, oh my God, I won the lottery.
I've been savoring this one. I mean,
And
it's
yeah,
so good.
you need to. And I was in Kentucky last weekend, and they actually had some at the visitor center, which is kind of near Bardstown. By the time we got there, they were gone. So
People are snapping them up.
this is
They're too
probably,
good.
of the ones we're talking about here, this is the hardest to find. Definitely worth it if you find it. Grab it. And it doesn't matter what the little letters on the sign are on the
Just
side.
grab it.
Just get it. It's fantastic. And I agree with you 100%. It is a nice like end of the night nightcap even in the summertime.
And if you can't find this, any Four Roses,
Oh, yeah.
especially the single barrel,
Just those standard
Yeah.
single barrels, great.
so good. Like you're not gonna go wrong with
Yeah,
it. It's gonna
absolutely.
have the same flavor profile.
This kicks
Even
it up, as David St. Hubbins would say, this kicks it up to 11. But it is definitely, even if you just find the single barrel, it's a great pour for your summertime kind of end of the night nightcap.
Brian, this video was so much fun to make.
Oh my God,
I think
it was
I'm
so
just
fun.
really excited that summer's here.
I know.
too.
I think that's what it is. Like our
It's warm
weather
out. Yeah.
finally changed. We had frost warnings last
my
week,
God.
and this week
Yeah.
it's finally
It's
changed.
gonna be in the 80s this week, I think, at some
Yes.
point. So we're
And
really
school's
happy.
almost over.
Cheers to that.
Yes. All right. So listen, any of these are going to be great for your summertime sippers. So if you find them out and about, go ahead and make sure you grab one.
All right. Don't forget, if you like this video, like, subscribe, share, and ring the bell for notifications.
Because we never want you to miss another episode of Bourbon School. Cheers and happy
Cheers.
summer.
Happy summer.